Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. Yes, and feel free to start writing your story request. Oh, hi, Luigi. Hi, Robert. Hi, Shells. Robert, we're all learning together. So don't worry, because we're all kind of new to the YT Live thing. So I think you just hang out. Yeah, guys, feel free to write your story requests. No, I'm on TikTok too, Robert. I go live on both every day. Well, I go live on 3. I go live on Twitch, YT, but I decided not to do Twitch anymore, so I'm not on Twitch tonight. But I'm still on TikTok and YT. Welcome in, guys. If you guys could do me a favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing into your stories helps too. Yeah, Robert, I'm over there. Thank you, Robin. Thanks, Allison. TikTok's really bad about showing if people are live all the time. It never shows me Kim's live. It never shows me pretty much anybody's live. When James was live today, it didn't show me that he was live. It's just really, it's something else. That's why I made the Discord or the Discord, is because that is the most reliable app to notify everybody. So if you are not getting notified, please join the Discord, because I have nothing to do with how TikTok shows or doesn't show if I'm live. But Discord will always tell you. Don't worry, Halfpin. I made the proper adjustments that I believe will make the difference to help. I've disabled them, and I also removed any word of ASMR in my bio, like in my live descriptions, because they are deliberately trolling ASMR lives. I did research today, and all of the ASMR creators are freaking out. So I removed all of the ASMR, so please do not put that in the chat tonight. I know it's a keyword usually, but until those gifts are gone. But from what I understand, I do believe I have actually disabled it because I removed myself from the campaign. And several people said that that worked for them. So I went and removed myself from the campaign today. They auto opted everyone into that fucking campaign. And guess what? None of the other ones are. So it definitely feels like it's purposeful. They did this on purpose. They are attacking their creators at this point. So hopefully we won't have to fuck with that tonight. But same rules go as always. If it happens again, block them and write down their names. Anyway, welcome to the porch. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Thanks, Shells. That's so cute. I love that one. His face, his little smirk is the cutest thing. And if you guys... Yep, exactly, Kim. You get it. That's why I'm like, write down their names, please. And guess what else I did? while I was looking for information today, those little fuckers are posting screen recordings of them doing this to ASMR rooms and being like, man, I got blocked so quick. So I went through and reported every single one of those little shitheads. And I blocked them all. You're gonna brag about it, you little, get a life. So yeah. Bye. Yep. There's a lot of really miserable loser people out there. And people are like, it's probably teens. Yeah, well then get your kid a bike and take away their fucking phone. Or something, my God. Like, this not okay. Like, or maybe watch your kid. Like, figure out what your kid's doing. Discipline. It's called discipline. Check your kid's phone. You're allowed to. Oh, guess what, Half Pint? The Pizza Palooza is actually next weekend. I was wrong about the date. And Angela's going with me, and I'm going to go live from Pizza Palooza. Either Friday or Saturday. But they really are Misty. Hi, Misty. Okay, guys, feel free to write your requests in all capital letters, and I'll write them down, and then we'll make a poll. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, yeah, Robin. Oh, yeah. Somebody came in, Robin, and waited until the grilled cheese dialogue, till the very last where I say it's the best damn grilled cheese, and then they dropped it where I couldn't finish the story. So, yeah. Hi, Steven. Hi, Karen. Silent signals. I don't have one called alien abduction. I'm not sure which one that would be. Right, Bisbee? It was so weird. It did feel like a fever dream. It was the weirdest thing. Hi, Nate. Hi, Justin. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Steven. Hi, Skrilla. Hi, Andy. I'm good. How are you? High unpopular opinion, yeah. Last night was annoying. Are you in Canada? Because I'm very close to the fires as well, and the air has been terrible here today. Like really, really, really bad. Like the worst it's ever been. So my voice is a little scratchier than usual. And again, feel free to write your story requests in all caps, and I will set up the first poll. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Nikki. Welcome back. Good job protecting my peace. Oh, I thought you said you did it. Yeah. Yep. You go into your campaigns and you unsubscribe from the one with like the music records or whatever the hell it's called. And then you just confirm. Like you click view and then you go in there and you unsubscribe. If you check my page too, I also reposted the lady who shared how to do it because I found it from a lovely like British lady who was an ASMR person and shared how to fix it. So I also put it in my, it's in my reposts, like probably 5 videos down. Thank you, Silent Signals. Yes, I'm relieved. That little stingray is so cute. Oh my God. Oh, thanks, Skrilla. Seahorses, I love them. Seahorse, sea hell. He had a seahorse party? Who didn't invite me? Sick and tired. I love that because I too am an overthinker. So I'm glad I can be there and help. Does anybody have any more requests? We don't really have very many tonight. April said the guy in Nag's head. The guy in Nag's head. Billy, keep spamming my chat and I'm gonna fucking kick you out. Got it? Little douchebag. Stop it. April said, the guy from Nag's head. Yeah, Shells, it woke us all up. Which one, Deborah? Oh, no, it's not even the name of a story. No, I don't remember that show. Kim, new rule, or Mod's new rule, if they spam the chat like that and they have a 0 gray diamond, just block them, please. Taylor, thanks. You're cute. Thanks. You're getting very sleepy. Oh my God, that puppy is adorable. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the poll for us to vote. And Skrilla's scary story. Okay. Somebody requested Skrilla's story. Did you hear that, Skrilla? Lily, one of these days you're going to eventually have to suck it up and get decored because the entire story list is there. Thanks, Amanda. It took me a while to learn because it's so analog and old school and weird. But, thanks, Rich. But I actually am starting to like it. It's like a big group chat. And like today, I let all the porch pals know that I'd already figured it out, and we were all like excited. You know what I mean? And Lily, the one you're talking about is called Third Man's Cave. And yes, Lily has requested a Skrilla story for sure. She likes it. Yeah, Heather, me too. But I'll just go in and like, they already know. I just go in and like catch up, and I'll just like bomb comment thing, like and like it like that. Like I'll catch up after like a couple days. You know, I don't keep up with it amazingly. Hi, Jamie. Every day's different. I have a creepy Florida story. You could request it, Jamie. Just a reminder to all my mods, Jamie's my real friend and she likes to troll me. And I love her. Yeah, Heather, that's okay. You don't have to keep up with it, you know? And if I do announcements, I do the @ everybody, so then I think it'll notify you. Yeah, I do remember that, Jamie. She said, remember that one time I was the only person that voted for the story and it was still the wrong story? Yeah, I do. But I'll add the Florida one to the poll, okay? Aw, Renee, I love that. That makes me feel so cool. Okay, guys, the first poll is ready. We have the chupacabra. Oh, wait, sorry, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. We have the chupacabra, Highway 666, the Black Dog of Hanging Hills, the Goat Man, or the Silver Springs Phantom. which takes place in Florida, Jamie. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times if you're on TT. And we have the Chupacabra, Highway 666, the Black Dog of Hanging Hills, the Goat Man, and the Silver Springs Phantom. Hi, Carrie. Robin. I love how Robin just likes to talk shit to Skrilla. And the winner is... Hi, Misty. There's Jamie. Jamie! It won. The winner is the Silver Springs Phantom. Whoa. I'll be right back with that. And happy Thursday, Porch Pals. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, check out the shooting stars, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. I'll be right back. Don't worry, Skrilla, I'm going to put us on to the next one. Jamie said, "Get off my front lawn." By the way, Jamie and I have been friends for like 15 years, right, Jamie? 15 years, 20 years, a really long time. And we met because we were correcting someone's grammar. I'm not kidding. That's how we met. Well, yeah, we had mutual friends too. And that's when we were like, okay, we're totally supposed to be friends. Because we didn't know we had mutual friends. And then we were like, actually. And then she was like, yeah, she's right. And she like had my back. And I was like, I don't know who you are, but thank you. And then, and we've been friends ever since. Robin, are you trying to change your identity? Are you in the witness protection TT program? She changed her name and her picture this week. Thank you, Santahua. Thank you. Is that right, Santahua? I know, Justin didn't even know it was Robin for like 2 days. Aw, thanks. That's a pretty name. Oh, yeah, good point, Jamie. Hey, Jamie, I like this saying. If you're not flicking the beam, be tapping the screen. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Santahua. That's my dream goal. That's my goal. Justin. Who said that? Sharper. I got it from Sharper. Is Sharper in here yet? I got it from Sharper. I cannot claim it. And it's so damn funny. CJ was like, I'm going to start using that in the live. And I was like, me too. Isn't it so funny, Jamie? Yeah. Sharper's like, if you're not flicking the bean, you better be tapping the screen. Where is Sharper? Misty, thank you for the cute robot. A part 2 of the grilled cheese story. Huh. Good question. Maybe someday. What do they like so much about it? I'd like to know because I can make more stories like that. There was kind of a wrap up, like we figured out what happened to the people. You know what I mean? Oh wait, sorry, I just overpinned you. I didn't mean to. Deborah, why are you so funny? Why are you so funny? Barista name is Starbucks. Nate is good. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Phantom of Silver Springs. I've always been drawn to old water. Rivers, springs, swamps. There's something about the way it holds memory and refuses to let go. Maybe that's why Ocala, Florida seemed like the perfect destination for a late summer weekend with my friend Elizabeth, also known as Lemons. She shares my curiosity, but she's definitely more cautious than I am. Meaning she tends to think twice before stepping off the trail or wading into an old spring. But she never says no to a road trip. Hi, Crystal. And that weekend she agreed to explore Silver Springs, a place steeped in history, legend, and local paranoia. Thank you, Dennis. Silver Springs has been famous for decades. Crystal clear waters, massive glass-bottom boats that float tourists over fish and turtles, the grand oaks leaning over the river, and Spanish moss dripping like curtains. It's easy to look at it and see nothing more than a natural wonder. But if you dig a little deeper, the stories begin. Before that area became a tourist attraction in the 1870s, it was sacred to the Seminole and the Timucua people. They believed the springs were a threshold, a place where the spirit world and the living world could touch. Some claimed the people who lingered too long would see shimmering figures beneath the water, or hear voices carried across the river, even when the banks were empty. Then came the modern era. Settlers, fishermen, and tourists. The legends didn't die, they just adapted. Some spoke of a woman in white drifting through the oaks at night. Others said children would disappear briefly, only to return shaken, claiming they'd seen something lurking beneath the spring's depths. Something that wasn't entirely human. Lemons and I didn't plan to test these legends. We just came to take pictures for the history and for the kind of weekend that feels timeless. We arrived mid-afternoon. The sun was low but still blazing in the sky. The park was quiet for a Friday. A few families wandered along the boardwalks. The boats were docked, engines off, and the water glimmered like molten glass. We walked along the western bank, our cameras slung over our shoulders. Elizabeth, ever observant, kept noting the reflections in the water. Ripples where none should be. Shadows that shifted with no source. I laughed it off, but I took notes, writing small observations. By mid-afternoon, we were near a stretch locals call the Whispering Oaks, a dense grove where cypress and magnolia trees leaned over the water. The air was cooler there, but heavy with humidity. Birds scattered as we approached, and I noticed that the water beneath the trees was unnaturally still. No fish, no insects, No disturbance beyond the gentle sway of the moss. Lemon stopped mid-step, and I followed her gaze to the water where something shimmered beneath the surface. An outline too perfect and too symmetrical to be a log or a school of fish. I gotta take Merlin's bell off. My camera flashed once, and the shape seemed to retreat, fading into the depths. Night fell fast. We set up our small tent near the boardwalk, close to the riverbank but hidden under the trees. Lemons was reluctant to leave the light of the boardwalk, but eventually she agreed, though she kept one of the small lanterns pointed toward the water while I set up the campfire. Around midnight, the temperature dropped sharply. An unnatural chill that made my skin crawl. The swamp noises faded into a low hum, and the wind shifted, and I could hear a bell. At first, I thought maybe it was Lemon's joking, tapping something on her lantern, but she hadn't moved. Then it rang again, faint at first, and then steady, from somewhere along the river. It wasn't like a church bell exactly. It was softer and resonant, as though it was underwater. We took our flashlights and we followed the sound along the boardwalk. Careful not to step into the water or the roots that twisted along the trail. The tolling grew clearer and more deliberate. It was coming from the whispering oaks. The riverbank opened to a wider bend there, and the water was perfectly black beneath the trees. Moonlight reflected off the surface in patches. I followed the sound, echoing against the trees, and then I saw movement. Something was in the water. At first, I thought it was a log drifting with the current, but the shape was upright, slender, taller. It looked like a human. Its arms moved slow, in unnatural motions, and its head tilted toward us. And then the bell tolled again. This time, I saw dozens of figures rising from the water behind the first one. Pale and translucent, gliding with the current, moving like dancers in a mournful, synchronized rhythm. Lemons grabbed my hand and whispered we needed to leave. And then the figures stopped dancing, and all of their attention was on us. They glided closer, silent except for the bells. I felt the swamp floor beneath my boots as if the river itself was reaching out toward us. I grabbed Lemons and we ran. The trees became shadows. Roots grabbed at my ankles, but adrenaline carried us. And behind us, the tolling bells followed, loud and distorted, bouncing across the trees. We didn't stop until the boardwalk and our tent were in sight. Breathless and soaked with sweat, we collapsed by the fire. The bells stopped as suddenly as they had begun. We spent the rest of the night awake. I kept the fire burning and we sat quietly, speaking in whispers. I tried to rationalize what we saw, but I had nothing. By dawn, the fog had cleared and the river looked normal again, silver and glittering under the sun. Nothing to suggest anything had been there the night before. Weeks later, I was doing research, and I discovered newspaper accounts from the late 1800s describing a series of mysterious drownings. They all claimed to have seen figures in the water, shimmering lights, and they all described hearing bells ringing. So I dug further, and I found seminal oral histories that spoke of water spirits called Ikamonek, guardians of the sacred springs, who punished those who disrespected the boundaries between the worlds. I realized then that what Lemons and I saw was not just a legend. It's there waiting for any humans who stumble too close. And that's the tale of the Silver Springs Phantom. Thank you, Brookie. Brooksy, thanks. Yes, Nate, it's so gross. It's so gross. JC, you are? Oh, that's amazing. You know, I really have a deep connection with the indigenous folklore and the people, but I will say the Seminoles have always been incredibly cool to me. Their story and their everything. I've always found the Seminole people fascinating, so I'm glad that you liked the story. Well, I think it's because I've always been scared of swamps, and any tribe that can evade Andrew Jackson by hiding in the swamps is just another level of superhuman badass, you know, in my opinion. And so I've always just found their story really incredible and just really like, holy shit, that's amazing. Thank you, Dennis. Like, it's true though. Like, I'm like, whoa. I know, Jamie. And that's why I said the indigenous people that survived in Florida are like something else. Could you, Jamie lives in Florida. Jamie, could you live there right now with no house and air conditioning and no protection from the, could you go live in the swamp right now? I don't think so. I don't think so. But they did. And I find that amazing. And don't let Jamie fool you. She gets mad when her car is dirty. She's not living in the swamp. Really, Brooke? I hate that. Sentahua, I'm so glad. Yes, we have lots of Native porch pals in here. And my mother was actually a Native American history professor and historian. And so she raised me fully engrossed in indigenous culture and history and respect and admiration, but pretty much. So a lot of the folklore I cover as well is indigenous folklore. So thank you to all of the indigenous porch pals in here too. Yes, Iacona. Yeah, that's why I worked very hard on, yeah, because I was right. My mom speaks Nawa. And I was just raised with a reverence for the original people who occupied this land, because also my spiritual beliefs are much more in alignment with indigenous spiritual beliefs than any other I've ever heard, besides like the Druids, which were basically like my ancestors in Scotland were the indigenous people of Scotland. They were also colonized and rounded up and removed from where they lived in the Highlands. So I feel like, and they were also nature-based spiritualism. So I feel like that's, it's the closest I've found to, like, you know, they're just, I feel like they were living life right, and we came and wrecked it. They had it figured out. Yeah, I can't imagine AMG. Can you imagine living in those mosquitoes? Yeah, connected to the earth core, exactly. Hi, Chance. Welcome back. All right, guys, I'll set up the next poll so we can vote on the next story, and welcome in. If you, it really is Iacona. It's such a special feeling. Yeah, like it changes your life, I think. Because ever since I like stepped into my power and the elements of the earth and all that, it's like finding yourself again or something. Connecting to the earth is so much more important than our culture prioritizes. Jamie said, "Off deep woods is my scent of choice for summer." That DEET. Hi, Fairy Witch. All right, guys, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little yellow circle, and it has two arrows chasing each other that says repost, and that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. I'm going to set up the next poll, and I'll be right back. Hi, Rach. Happy Thursday. Thank you, Gemma. Hi, Rebecca. Good night, Jamie. Love you. By the way, the moon pictures you texted me were awesome. That was so pretty. Thanks for the follow, Rach. Welcome to the porch. All right, guys. The next poll is ready. We have the Chupacabra. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Lane. Thank you, guys. We have the Chupacabra. We have Highway 666. We have the Sasquatch Stalker. We have the Goatman. And we have the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Hi, Love Bug. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box if you're on TT. And you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. We have the Chupacabra, Highway 666 featuring Skrilla, the Sasquatch Stalker, the Goatman, and the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Who's it gonna be? See you tomorrow, Wilkins. Sweet dreams. Have a good night. Lily, you're so cute. Robin, he never gets any love. People really don't like him. I think it's because he smells. Because he didn't even get a single vote. Poor Swamp. Poor Honey Island Swampy. Thanks. Hi, Queen Loyal. How you doing, cutie? Rusty Trash Goblin, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. I know, Robin. I know, and I love it. What about no one, Nate? Oh yeah, there's votes for it now. Don't worry. Don't worry. It got some. He got some votes. He didn't win, but he got votes. Look at that, you guys. It finally won. Good job, everybody. Highway 666 is the winner, featuring the man, the myth, the legend, Skrilla. One of the funniest porch pals we have. And he's a snack. Just wait. Be right back. Sensahua, yeah, I'll probably put them in a compilation book sometime in the near future. Justin and Jackson, you guys should start a support group with the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Jackson said, "You made me out myself for nothing." Oh, perfect, Nate. Thank you, Skrilla. That little cloud is so cute. Whee! Hi, is it Nabru? Yeah. Spooky stories. I'm about to start the next one. Hi, Megan. James, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh, Megan, you are so sweet. Thank you so much for the support. You're so kind. And I'm glad I can help you guys fall asleep. As a fellow insomniac overthinker with anxious, I'm glad I can help you guys. It makes my heart really happy. I never in a million years thought my channel would end up like helping people. It's the funniest thing how things work out. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Devil's Highway. And now, Jennifer, I haven't heard that before. Good night, Gemini. Sweet dreams. I'll see you tomorrow. Mamasaurus, I believe that's what Skrilla falls asleep to, too. I could be wrong, but... Mama, that's cute. Mama Bear, that's really cute. Good night, Iacona. Sweet dreams. Most people know it as Route 666, the Devil's Highway. And yes, Court, you can. Technically, it no longer exists. In 2003, the stretch of highway running through parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah was officially renumbered to US 491. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Boop, there it is. I changed it on YT and didn't change it over here. Sorry, you guys. There's the snack. There's the snack. We're starting over. Sorry, YT people. I forgot to put the background up for the TT people. So you guys were getting the picture and they didn't. My bad. Thank you, Silent. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Iacona. Thank you, Skrilla. Count Snackula Bridge. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Devil's Highway. Thank you, Nate. Most people know it as Route 666, the Devil's Highway. Technically, it no longer exists. In 2003, the stretch of highway running through parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah, was officially renumbered to US 491. The official explanation was safety improvements and route restructuring. But nobody who grew up around that highway believed that story. The old highway had earned a reputation long before the number changed. Truckers claimed they encountered a massive black sedan that appeared out of nowhere, driving impossibly fast before simply disappearing. Others reported being chased by a pitch black vehicle with no license plate and no visible driver. There were stories of phantom semi-trucks that barreled directly toward oncoming traffic. Oh my God, it's so cute. Route 666, it's perfect, Lily. Oh my God, Lily, that was perfect. I didn't even know they had one of those. Vanishing inches before impact. The older stories came from people who lived near the highway. They described seeing cattle gathered silently along the roadside, not grazing, just staring. Entire herds standing perfectly still for miles. Others claimed to encounter unnaturally aggressive animals that refused to move out of the road. Ranchers occasionally spoke about livestock found mutilated under strange circumstances. Feeding rumors that something darker wandered the desert after sunset. Oh, hey, Court. And then there were the stories that never made the newspaper. Skrilla. People disappearing after pulling over. Abandoned vehicles with the doors hanging open. Drivers who insisted that they had mysteriously lost hours of time on that road. Now, whether those accounts were true or not didn't really matter, because Route 666 had become one of those places where every strange thing that happened was absorbed into its mythology until the road itself became an entity. Now, I had never heard of the road until Ben, also known as Skrilla. He casually mentioned it to me because he knows I love the spooky and the unexplained. And as someone whose love for the open road runs deep, I knew I had to cruise that stretch of asphalt for myself. And I was hoping to drag Ben along with me. Neither of us really believed in cursed highways. We just thought it would make for a fun weekend. We crossed into northwestern New Mexico just after lunch. The landscape slowly emptied until there was almost nothing left except tan mesas, dry washes, weathered fences, and endless sky. It was beautiful. You could drive an hour without seeing another vehicle. Robin, she move her body like a cyclone. Every now and then we'd pass faded memorial crosses planted along the side of the road. 1 became 5. 5 became 20. And then Ben finally pointed out what I had been thinking. There were an alarming number of memorials on this road. Thank you, Karen. The road itself wasn't a difficult drive. Long, straight stretches, gentle hills, good visibility. Nothing about it explained why there had been so many tragedies on this lone stretch of road. Near sunset, we spotted what looked like a scenic turnout overlooking a shallow canyon. We pulled in to get out and stretch our legs. I immediately noticed that there were no insects, no birds, not even a breeze. It was just completely still. Ben walked over to the edge to take some pictures while I wandered toward a weathered wire fence running along the edge. And that's when I noticed the cattle. Maybe 30 of them. Spread across the desert below. None of them were eating, and none of them were lying down. Every single one of them was staring at us. I pointed them out to Ben, and he laughed at first. But then his smile disappeared because they weren't moving. Not one flicking an ear, not one swishing its tail. It looked like someone had paused reality. Finally, Ben shrugged and headed back toward the truck. The moment his hand touched the driver's door, every cow turned at exactly the same time, like dozens of mannequins rotating together. And instead of looking at us, they were now looking behind us. Ben slowly lowered his hand from the door handle and turned around. And I looked behind him, and there was nothing there. So I ran back over to the overlook, and I looked down to see that all of the cattle were gone. The entire field was empty. What the actual? Ben came running back over to me, firmly grabbed my hand, and very sternly said, "Devin, respectfully, get your ass back in the truck now." Fair enough. I listened because he was right. My self-preservation instincts are not the best. Neither of us said another word until we were back on the paved road. No more scenic overlooks for us. He doesn't sound like that. Darkness settled fast. The GPS estimated another hour before we'd reach our motel. About 20 minutes later, we rounded a bend and saw something standing in the middle of the road. Thanks, Songbird. At first, I thought it was an elk or maybe a horse. But as we got closer, I realized it was far too broad to be either. Ben slowed down to almost a crawl as we got closer to it, and the animal didn't move. Then, we could see clearly that it was a bull, an enormous black bull. Its horns stretched so wide they nearly reached both lane markings. It wasn't wandering. It wasn't standing perfectly It was standing perfectly square in the center of the lane. Ben gently honked the horn. Nothing. Another honk. Still nothing. It simply stared directly at us through the windshield. Its eyes reflected no light, just dull black circles. Ben muttered that we needed to get around it, but there wasn't much shoulder. But there seemed to be just enough room to squeeze by, so he slowly steered to the left. And the bull turned its head, like it was tracking us. We edged further around it, and when the window came alongside its shoulder, I could finally grasp how massive it really was. Its back was level with the hood of the truck. Then Ben accelerated and we cleared it. Both of us instinctively looked in our side mirrors, and there was no bull anywhere in sight. He did, Rob. Just empty pavement for miles. We both just looked at each other and laughed like, are we tripping right now? And if we are, at least we're going through this together. Neither of us spoke for a while after that, our heads spinning with the surreal experiences we had just had. Then Ben finally broke the silence after several miles, and he just said, "We actually saw that, right?" I nodded in disbelief, and then I scooted over to lean my head on his shoulder. And we just rode for a while in silence, processing. When you go through something unexplainable with someone, you turn to each other for comfort to help one another not feel so insane. It creates a special bond. About 30 minutes later, the truck lurched and the steering wheel jerked violently. A flat tire, great. Ben managed to pull onto the shoulder without rolling the rim, skillfully, I might add. And neither of us were thrilled about changing a tire in complete darkness, but we didn't really have a choice. Ben grabbed the jack, and I held my inadequate flashlight. Thank goodness he knows how to change a tire because I do not. And then we realized the tire wasn't punctured, it had been shredded. Long parallel cuts. Almost as though someone had dragged giant claws around the sidewall. Ben crouched lower and froze. He pointed under the truck. There were fresh footprints, 4 toes with long claws. Each print was nearly twice the size of my hand. They didn't approach the truck, they came out from beneath it. I remember that detail because it didn't make any sense. The prints began directly under the rear axle, and they continued away into the desert. Ben quickly got the spare tire put on, and we both climbed back inside. Then he tried starting the engine and nothing. But the dashboard lights remained on. The battery was fine. It simply refused to crank. And then something bumped the underside of the truck. Right, Solange? Thank you. Not hard, just enough to make the floor vibrate. Another bump closer to my door. And then another moving around us. Whatever it was stayed below the windows. Thank you, Jess. So we couldn't see it. Good night, Sherry. We could only hear it scraping against the frame. Ben leaned over and made sure that my door was locked, and we both huddled together in the middle of the truck seat as far from the windows as possible. Neither of us took our eyes off the windows. Minutes passed, but it felt like hours. And then I noticed movement in the passenger mirror. Something low and black running alongside the truck. It disappeared before I could focus on it. A second later, it flashed past Ben's mirror, and then mine again, circling. It kept staying below window level, almost deliberately. Thanks, Jazz. Like it knew exactly where we couldn't see. The truck rocked. Once, twice. Hard enough to make the suspension creak. Ben whispered that whatever was outside was trying to tip us. The third shove lifted my side several inches and I heard gravel sliding underneath. Another hit, stronger, and this time the truck actually shifted. Then came a sound like heavy breathing directly beneath our feet. Thank you, Songbird. Lana, I'm so glad. Ragged, deep, and slow, like something enormous had crawled underneath and stopped to catch its breath. The floorboard slowly bowed upward, like something was pressing against it from below. And then the jack, which Ben had accidentally left outside, suddenly flew out from underneath and disappeared into the darkness. Not rolled, it was thrown. We both saw it. And then, suddenly, as it began, everything stopped. The breathing, the pressure, the knocking. Nothing, just absolute silence. Ben turned the key in the ignition one more time, and the engine started instantly, as though nothing had ever been wrong. We both smiled at each other and chuckled as he pressed on the gas and we hauled ass out of there. We didn't stop until we reached civilization. I have no idea what we experienced out there in the desert. But I can't help but wonder if somewhere out there, on the lonely stretches of the highway once known as Route 666, another traveler is slowing down tonight after spotting something standing silently in the road, trying to decide if what they're seeing is perfectly ordinary or the beginning of the next story someone will tell about Route 666, the Devil's Highway. And that's the tale of the Devil's Highway, featuring Skrilla. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Songbird. Thank you, Lily, for the cat paw. Hi, Heidi. Why? What do you mean? Why, Skrilla? Hi, Mary. Oh, your friend's listening too? Hey, cutie. Yes. Thank you for voting for it, everybody. I agree, Lily. You like that one, Songbird, or what does that mean? Do you like that one? Songbird's over here on YouTube. She just said, oh, that story. I don't know what she means. Perfect Mamasaurus. Oh, you did? Sense of who? I'm glad. I didn't know if people would find the cows that scary, but I feel like that's really weird. I actually added a hitchhiker in the YT version. It's a little bit longer. Thanks, JR. Hi, Ryan. Justin, Amanda's requesting if you could post the Discord link again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Snooty. How you doing, cutie? By the way, guys, fun fact, Snooty Patootie is who is with me in the carnival story. Did you guys know that? Because some of y'all don't know people's real names, so some of these people in the stories you might not even know who it is. And Snooty Patootie is the one in the carnival story with me. Welcome back, cutie. How you doing? Oh, Songbird said it means, oh my God. You like it? I miss you too, girl. I'm glad you're back. Thank you, Skrilla. You're so sweet. A songbird, a giant can opener. All right, you guys. The next story is ready. The next poll is ready. We have the Water Babies, Paint Blue, the Masked Visitor, the Melon Heads, and the Honey Island Swamp Monster. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. There, you can vote 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it going to be? Oh my God, Brian, why are you awake? Why are you awake, Brian? Hi, are you okay? Are you okay? What are you doing? Is it flooding there? Are you okay? The human can opener. Crystal just reached level 31. Suzanne, good luck. We all love you. And you've got this. Sorry, Justin, I just pinned over you again. Damn it, I've been bad about that tonight. Suzanne, we're sending you all the love. And we're here for you. I'm glad you can spend time with us on the porch. And you've got this. You've got this. I know so many people now who have gotten through it and just totally fine now. So you've got this, girl. Your wife is in Chicago. You heard a noise, but you realized you woke myself up from a sleep fart. So you're going back to bed. Brian. Wait, Brian, your wife's still in Chicago? How long has she been there? Hasn't she been there for a while? I am a water baby. Oh, that's okay, Anna. By the way, guys, if you don't follow Brian, be sure to. He's a hoot and a holler. And he lives in a haunted craftsman-style bungalow in Fort Worth. I also broke his heart in middle school. Oh my God, you guys, Merlin's snoring. Did you hear that? Did you hear the little kitty snoring? He's like, ee. Do you guys hear him snoring? Oh my God, he's so cute. Yeah, Mama Source, the smog is the smoke is really bad here in Toledo too. It's really bad. I know, he's so cute. He's snoring. I let him stay in here tonight because he was sleeping. He didn't care. And his little, I know, the kitty snores. He's like, oh, you live in a bungalow too? Cool, Dave. I love that style house. I know, it's so cute. He's passed out. Robin, I guess that just depends on what you consider a large town. It's not small, but it's not large. Yeah, Skrilla, the people that hang out at our casino, nope. Fun fact, Justin. That saying is about Toledo, Spain. It's one of the cities with the most churches in the world. So they call it Holy Toledo because it's super Catholic. But yes, people do always reference that. But it is not, in fact, about Toledo, Ohio. It is about Toledo, Spain. Oh, a new puppy, Mama Bear. That's so cute. The winner is Mr. Smelly. He's going to be so happy. The Honey Island Stinky Swamp Monster. You guys do love him, don't you? You don't care that he smells. No, Justin, everybody asks me that about Toledo. It's not just you. Like every single person that ever finds out I'm from there is like, all in Toledo. I'm like, yep. So it's not just you. It's not because you're Canadian, I promise. Yep. Exactly, AMG. Yep. Toledo, España. They're actually our sister city because we have the same name. Which literally means nothing. We just call each other sister cities, but like We have no connection to them really. Hi, Liz. It's just named that because the Spanish love to colonize everywhere. España. Ask Girl about that. Ask Girl about it. Solange, I must have missed it. Just rewrite it. There's no way I'm going to find it again. Really, Mace? I wish we would get some rain. It would clear up all this smoke. Hi, what will be? I'm glad you came in to say hi. Get some good sleep. Okay, Liz. Hi, Lynn. Aren't you guys? Yeah, the sun was so red for sure, Anna. Same. The recovery porch, Liz. I love that. That's so beautiful. Hi, Matt. Oh, happily rude, Mom. I'm so sorry. We're sending you all the love. Hi, you missed 2 or 3, I think. Hi, what are you talking about? All right, guys, I'll be right back with the tale of the Honey Island Swamp Monster. If you could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs and helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Yes, oh so very ordinary. That's what we have smoke as well. And yes, Dennis, he was from Toledo. We have Tony Pecos here. I eat it all the time. Cambridge, your house is 150 years old and it shockingly doesn't feel haunted. Cool. That's so cool. What state is it in? Is it beautiful? I love old houses. Yeah, Liz. Yep. Everybody on the border of Canada, I think, is getting it. I am only 40 minutes from Ontario. And Ontario is on fire. So, yeah, Scott, I'm about 40 minutes from you. So I can't imagine how bad it is there. Okay, Liz. Yeah. Anytime you want to email them to me, I'd love to hear them. Yes, Rachel, that's what Dennis said over on YT. He said Klinger was from Toledo, and that's why I said I eat at Tony Pecos all the time. All right, guys, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself. And if you'd like to listen to them when I'm not live, you can check them out on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Thank you for everybody sharing to your stories, reposting, tapping, all the good things. I will be right back with the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Pixie, you live in Ontario? Are you safe? Thanks, Solange. Solange, what was the thing you said? Did you rewrite it? looking for it right now. All I said was, I hope you're feeling better. Aw, you're so sweet, Solange. Yes, I'm having a better day. You're so great. Thank you. You're so sweet. Your city's okay, Pixie? Okay, I'm glad. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, Spooky Cabins. Justin calls everyone Bud, even me. He calls me Bud. He's just Canadian. Oh, wait, but so are you. Oh, wait a minute. Are you from a part of Canada that's not as... How you doing, Bud? Is what was it, Nova Scotia different? Is Nova Scotia like the... Yeah, it's a Canadian thing, but he's Canadian. Spooky Kevin's Canadian too. So I'm like, wait, is Nova Scotia like the New York of Canada? Like, why'd you say hi to me? You know how New Yorkers are always like, what are you smiling about? Why you call me Bud? In the East Coast, it's more condescending. Yep, that's what I was just thinking, Spooky Cabins, because in New York, if you called someone Bud, they'd have that same reaction. So that's what I was thinking is where you live a little bit more. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, see, yep. I was just going to say that, Nikki. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. It's just like, that's why I asked him, I was like, are you like New York? Because I'm very familiar with Italians from New York, and they don't like the Bud either. Like, if you call him Bud, like, who you call him Bud? But just know that, Justin, hey, Bud, just know that Justin's Canadian and the sweetest human in the world. So if he calls you Bud, he literally means buddy pal, buddy old pal, like for real. Like, what's his name? Andy Griffith. Same with pal. That's funny because I call you guys porch pals. And what's so funny is I made up that name, and then my black friends sent me this scene from this movie with Kiki Palmer where they have this one white girl, weird neighbor that they make friends with, and she's really weird, but she like knows rap, and she's like smokes weed and stuff. And she's like, I'm down, pals. What's up, pals? And because they're like calling each other bitches, when she comes in and she's like, hey, pals. And they're like, pals? And they were like like just dying. And I was like, and one of my black friends sent it to me, and she's like, you are that white friend. I was like, I know. I know. I know, but you are my pal. Oh, Solange says, don't bud me. Ellie, I used to do that. And then I lived in LA and people told me it was condescending. So I stopped doing it because it's a Southern thing. Like, okay, sweetie. Okay, hon. And people didn't like that. So I stopped doing it. Yeah, Grim, I did. I did say something about weed. The ganja. The Maui Howie. The dank. The doja, which I like to call it the best because that's what Master B used to call it. And that's the first time I learned about it was the doja. The keef, the reefer, the gas in my ashtray, as 2 Chainz says, the Buddha. And in case you guys didn't know why he calls it gas, it's actually my favorite strain and it's called Sour Diesel. That's how clever he is. I got gas in my ashtray. That's right, you do. Sour Diesel. Sandy, you call people babe? I could see that getting dangerous. I could see some guys taking that like, as like a, like, I'll be your babe. How you doing? Yeah, Mackenzie Hun, for sure. Oh, Matt, you're okay. You're the best. Call you what, Skrilla? Yeah, and that, Rachel, that's the one I do. I say dude. It's so, like, I will text my friends and be like, dude, can you believe that? Like, that is I very much still say dude. That's probably the one. And guys hate that. They really do. And, but at least I don't say bruh. You said herb? Yeah, herb. I know, all of the teens say bruh. All of them. My niece and nephew say bruh every other word. Yep, every kid says bruh. It's like their thing. It's so annoying. Yeah, Grim, the dude, yes. Yeah, why do I do that? Dude, yes. Or I'll say like, no, but yes. Or like, no, but really. I don't, yeah, the bruh is really annoying. It's definitely annoying. Yeah, I don't mind dude either, Rachel. Beefaroni, I only say my guy when I'm being condescending. If I'm like, what are you doing, my guy? That's literally like just when I'm being condescending. No, but yes is a Cali thing. I say that all the time. I'm like, no, but yes. Or like, no, but yes. Like, and people are always like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, what do you mean? You don't understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Rachel, and the no, yeah. Yep. My friends are always, I'm like, no, yeah. They're like, so yes or no? I'm like, yeah. No, yeah means yeah. Exactly. Exactly, Skrilla. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. No, far outs. That's old. I've never said far out. I had a boyfriend once who always called me babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. And it drove me insane. I don't know why. I think it was the way he said it. But it Like, because it's not the word, like, I have a best friend who calls me babe, and it doesn't bother me at all. But the way he did it was so, I don't know. It drove me insane. Yeah, Amanda, I don't not like the word babe. Like, my best friend calls me babe, but like, if for some reason the way he used to say it was like, yeah, Grim, I try not to do what I do. Little lady's cute. I do like nicknames. I love nicknames. Will Arnett and Hot Rod. Yeah, I think it was just the way he said it. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Babe. Hey, babe. He's probably listening right now. Like, what the fuck? Hi, Magaboo. Or Magadabadoo. Magadabadoo. Hello. Hi, Possum Cat. Hi, Mark. Reverend's like, now I can't stop saying it. Oh, you do? I go where I want. That's funny. Skrilla, you don't call me babe. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. I have in the past been a user of baby. Okay. I do that sometimes. But like, I don't know. He like literally never used, like, I don't know. It was I think it's just the way he said it. Because my best friend Chelsea calls me babe all the time and it doesn't bother me. It was like the way he said it. Like, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. But he was pretty. Right, Scott? Yep. Those ones are always pretty. Hi, Hot Jesus. Hi, Kelsey. I know, I didn't see you come in. How you doing, cutie? Have you put, oh, there we go. There you go. I see you said, can I ask you something? Yeah, what's up? Are you yawning, Skrilla? Are you going to bed? Good night. Your husband is babe or baby. Yeah, I do use baby affectionately, but I also don't go, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Could you give me hey, baby? Foz hasn't been back in a while. I don't think he cares. I go where I want says, I'll throw in a big dog from time to time. I gotta read the room. Oh my god, a big dog. Okay, Chief. Yeah, Skrill, that's a great one. Chief. Right, Brooke, yeah. Thanks, boss, yeah. Okay, Chief. I still think my guy is like the, okay, my guy. What you doing, my guy? Rebecca says I call my husband Dick. They're not gonna let me pin that, but I'm gonna try anyway. Yep, I knew it. She said I call my husband Dickhead and he calls me a dork. You know what a dork is, right, Rebecca? He's calling you a dick too, girl. Scott, thanks for Over the Cloud. It's so cute. CJ. I don't even know how we got on this topic. We were talking about like nicknames for people or something. And I don't even know how we got on it, but we were talking about different nicknames for people. Yeah, pretty much, Rebecca. And JR, scroll on down and look at Rebecca's comment. That's what it is. It is actually the term for a whale part. Man, okay, see, I remember now. It started, CJ, because Justin called Spooky Kevin's Bud, and they're both Canadians. And Spooky Kevin's was like, "Why do you always call me Bud?" And I was like, "Oh wait, oh my God, is Nova Scotia like the New York? Like you don't call people Bud over there?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's more condescending over here." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then Justin was like, "What, Bud?" Yeah. And so we just learned something new about Canada today. Not everyone is a, "Hey, bud." They are not that way in Nova Scotia. They're like New York. They're like, "Who you calling Bud, eh?" "Who you calling Bud, eh?" Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Mega Bagaboo says, "I don't call anyone babe, and I'm old, but my wife calls me babe sometimes." That's cute though. And I don't dislike the word babe. It's just the way he used to say it was weird. Which one? This one, Matt? Kelsey says, "Interesting. My ex is a swamp monster." Well, I'm proud of you for giving him a chance. Not a lot of people will date a swamp monster. Thank you, Jake. That's so cute. Thank you, Scott, for... Oh, I already asked. I said thanks for the cloud one. As a folklorist, I am very open-minded to the strange and the unknown. So when people started telling me about the Honey Island swamp monster, I didn't roll my eyes. I just filed it under things you don't joke about down south. Because in Louisiana, folklore doesn't stay folklore for long. I was staying with a friend outside Slidell, just off the edge of Pearl River Wildlife Management Area. I'd come down for a quiet reset. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, flying over. No agenda, no deadlines, just air that smelled like wet earth and cypress trees. The locals were friendly in that cautious, watchful way. The kind of friendliness that comes with long pauses and careful eye contact. Yeah, I was just going to say, Rachel, I think you are addicted to tacos, but like so am I. The Honey Island swamp monster came up my first night there. Not in a campfire story way, more like an afterthought. A warning folded into a casual conversation. Someone mentioned staying on marked trails, and someone else mentioned not wandering off after dark. And then, almost as an aside, a man with a sunburned neck and a saint's cap said that people still went missing out there sometimes. He didn't stay monster, not at first. He said something else lived in the swamp. Dude, that would be so cool, spooky cabins. Yeah, thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. The Honey Island Swamp Monster, for anyone who hasn't heard of it, is usually described as a large bipedal creature, 7 or 8 feet tall, covered in dark matted hair with glowing red or amber eyes. Locals call it a cousin to Bigfoot, but different, smarter, meaner, and more territorial. Sightings go back decades, especially around the old railroad bridge near Honey Island, and deep in the marshy backwaters where the Pearl River fans out into endless green. What makes it unsettling isn't just the sightings. It's how consistent they are. Same height, same smell, rotten vegetation and sulfur. The same way it watches. The next morning, I decided to take a daytime hike. Just a few hours, just marked paths. I brought water, snacks, my phone, and a small recorder. And the trail started out innocent enough. Boardwalks over shallow water, dragonflies darting in quick flashes of blue and green. Frogs croaking in lazy rhythms. About an hour in, I noticed footprints. They weren't fresh, but they weren't old either. Pressed deep into the mud beside the trail, half filled with water and way too large and wide to be human. The stride between them was longer than mine by several feet. I stepped more carefully after that. I had a feeling that I was being paced. A sense that when I stopped, something else did too. I'd hear a splash behind me, turn and see nothing but ripples spreading across the water. At one point, I realized that I hadn't seen another hiker in a long time. The trail marker I was looking for never appeared. Instead, I reached an old, half-rotted wooden sign nailed to a cypress. The lettering was faded, but one word was still legible. Private. Beyond it, the boardwalk ended. Just mud, water, and tall reeds bending inward. I should have turned back then, but I didn't. The swamp changed once I stepped off the trail. The ground softened, sucking at my boots with every step. The smell thickened. And that's when I heard breathing. Low, slow, and deliberate. Not close, but not far away either. I froze, my heart hammering. I turned slowly, scanning between the trees, and I caught a glimpse of movement. Something tall and dark was shifting behind the reeds. I backed away, every instinct screaming at me to leave. And then I heard something that made my blood run cold. My name. Not shouted. It came from ahead of me, from deeper in the swamp. I hadn't told anyone where I was going that morning. So, I turned and I ran. I didn't run far. The swamp doesn't allow that. Roots caught my feet and mud dragged me down. When I scrambled up onto my feet, I realized something was wrong. The swamp was silent. There were no frogs, no insects, no birds. All I could hear was that breathing sound again, and this time it was much closer. And then I saw it. It stood upright between two cypress trees. Broad shoulders, long arms hanging low, hands ending in thick, blunt fingers. Its hair was dark and matted, clumped with mud and leaves, and its eyes reflected light. It didn't rush me. It just watched me. Its head tilted slow and curious, like it was studying me. It almost seemed excited to see me, like it had been waiting its whole life to encounter a human. And I realized that this wasn't just an animal encounter. Animals react. This thing was assessing me. I took a step back and it took one forward. The ground trembled slightly under its weight, and I smelled it stronger now. My recorder, still clipped to my bag, clicked on when I fell, and a tiny red light was blinking in the gloom. And the creature's head snapped toward it. And then it smiled at me, but not a friendly smile, not even a human one, just a baring of teeth. And then it spoke my name again, clearer this time. I just remember turning and running until my lungs burned and my legs shook, and the swamp blurred into green and brown streaks. I remember the sound of something moving alongside me, matching my pace. And then just as suddenly as it had started, it stopped. The noise, the pressure, the sense of being chased. I burst out onto solid ground, collapsing onto the edge of the marked trail, gasping for air. 2 hikers found me there, and a few minutes later, and they were concerned and confused. They told me that I had wandered miles off the trail and that no one ever goes where I had gone. That night, back at the house, I listened to the recordings. Most of it was just my breathing, footsteps, mud sucking at my boots. But then faintly underneath it all, I could hear that breathing again. And at the very end, right before the recorder cut out, there was a voice. Not mine and not human. And it said my name, and then it left. I left Louisiana the next day. I don't talk about this often. Most people don't believe me anyway. And still sometimes when I dream, I'm back in that swamp, while something waits for me to step off the trail again. And that's the tale of the Honey Island Swamp Monster. Thank you, Sarah. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I knew what you meant, Miss Glass. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. Oh my gosh, thank you, Shaparita. That's so cute. Thank you. That puts my live. Thank you for the clap, Deborah. Into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps too. And thank you for everybody tapping. And I'll be right back with the next poll. Of course, JR. I'll be right back with the next poll. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have Poplar Creek, Paint Blue. Thank you, Cats and Coffee. God, that's so cute. Poplar Creek, Paint Blue, Booger Hollow, The Frightful Fireworks, and the Fresno Nightcrawlers. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it going to be? Poplar Creek, Paint Blue, Booger Hollow, Frightful Fireworks, or the Fresno Nightcrawlers? Hi, April. Tough choice, I know, right? Hi, Evan. Are you wearing your Fresno Nightcrawler shirt today, Matt? I love that. Oh, so very ordinary would like to vote for the Fresno Night Crowd. Oh, thanks, Justin. And thank you for the makeup brush. That's really cute. Hi, Jasmine. Thank you, Ness. I like that one too. Hi, LK. How have you been? Welcome back, cutie. Really, Sunny? That's close. Thank you, LK, for the Edison lights. I love those. And the winner is the new story of the week, Poplar Creek. You remember it on the news? Yeah, it was like, that's a really more recent cryptid. That's so weird, Brooke. Yeah, it says 0. Hi, Luigi. All right, guys, the winner is Poplar Creek, the new story of the week. I will be right back. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Happy Thursday. Miss Glass, you're so cute. Like, just imagine, like, if you were trying to find a live like this, what would you type in to look for it? That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? That you're so cute. She says, I can't think of any more scary words. Yeah, it's keywords. So when AI scans, there's Merlin. He just woke up. So when AI scans the chat, it scans it and it knows what the live is about, and it sends us out to the right people instead of, because we like to talk about a lot of random stuff. So it helps the AI know what we're about instead of sending it to random places where trolls come from. So yeah, it's like if you were just to like search for my live, what would you be looking for? You know, like spooky storyteller or paranormal stories or anything like that. We are trying to avoid the ASMR keyword until those musical gifts go away. I do think I turned them off, but they are targeting ASMR lives. So I have not been using that keyword. I will not be using that one until those end in 5 days. But besides that, that's also usually regular. So yeah, anything you guys would look for. It just helps, yeah. And I haven't seen anybody use ASMR yet tonight anyway. But that's the only one that like we have. I just haven't been, I didn't use it, like, because I usually title my live with ASMR in it, but I took it out because I was like, yeah, I took it out because I was like, I don't want to be targeted. Mrs. Trippy, hi, welcome to the porch. Justin, now it's probably 4 days. I thought they were FIFA ones, but they're not. They're some other. They're a campaign. Oh, did Matt share the picture of the shirt, of the Fresno Nightcrawler shirt? I love that. I'll have to check. All right, guys, I'll be right back with Poplar Creek. Happy Thursday. Danny, thanks for the rainbow slide. I love that little cloud. Yeah, Raver Jacks. Yeah, but they're not. I thought they were FIFA gifts, but I looked it up and they're not. They're some part of some music campaign. Brooke, have you never seen Matt? He's shredded, dude. He's like a personal trainer. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate that. I literally she goes, oh Jesus, did you see it, Brooke? Yeah. Matt. But yeah, I stayed up till 4 a.m. last night looking up how to fix it. And yep. And like, I was not the only one. People were crying in their lives. I like watched posts from other creators. People were crying. You know, Dean, that political guy, he had to end his life like 4 times. He was like throwing stuff, like people were. So I'm like, okay, I wasn't the only one that crashed out about it. Yeah. I guess I wasn't the only one because like, I saw like 3 creators crying. I know. Yep. And like, and then like 3 other ones were talking about how badly it hurt their ears, which is what I was saying yesterday. It was like so bad for my ears. So I'm glad it wasn't just me crashing out about it, because it was a legit crash out. Yep. And so I was like, I'm really glad that I'm not the only one that crashed out, because it was bad. Justin said they were crying because they saw me dance. Yeah, Mermaid. Yeah, it happened to him, and he was pissed. He was freaking out. He ended his live a bunch of times, and he was like, "You're gonna spend $2 to get permanently banned from my live? Cool." And he was getting so pissed. He was like bitching out the individual people and stuff. It was. So I was like, okay. And he's a professional journalist too. So I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that crashed out. It makes me feel better that Dean crashed out, because he's pretty good at staying composed, and he was crashing out. If you look it up, if you look up song gifs, there's so many clips of him crashing out. I'm like, okay. It's true, Rich. It's absolutely true. It's messing, yeah. It's messing this up for everybody. And so it's luckily it's only for a few more days, and I figured out how to turn them off. So, and I'm not gonna tag myself as ASMR for a few days. But yeah, he's young. He is young, but he's very intelligent. And but I was surprised. But I guess when you're a big name like that, I'm sure a lot of the big ones are getting trolled anyway. Do you know what I mean? But either way, yeah, if you go look up song gifs or whatever, you can see tons of videos of all of the other creators crashing the fuck out over them. So I'm glad it wasn't just me. And I'm honestly glad that I wasn't on camera. Because all the other ones, it shows them crashing out on camera. And if I was on camera, I might have cried. Exactly, Sherry. And being on, like, and people don't understand, like, being on camera, putting yourself out there, entertaining, switching on the screen, all that is very overstimulating as it is. So like when something like that happened, it was just like pushed the nervous system. Like, it was just crazy. It was crazy. Oh yeah, Matt, totally. Anything. Or no, maybe, probably not. Probably not. I probably wouldn't do that. Probably not until after Sunday. I know, Deborah, they recorded it. The people who did it to people recorded it too, and I went and reported all of them and blocked them all. Because obviously I don't understand how TikTok gives people violations and removes their content for everything, but they aren't doing that when the person literally wrote like, I got blocked so quick. Like, are you kidding? Yeah, Desiree, it was terrible. And the poor people over on YT had to hear it too. And they were like, what the hell is this? Anyway, I'll be right back with Poplar Creek. Yeah, Kelsey, we have really bad wildfire smoke here too. Yeah, Brooke, tell me about it. I have professional audio monitoring devices in my ears. It literally hurt physically my ears. You know what's crazy, Brooke, is my left ear. It sounds weird, but my left ear got like crusty after that. Like it felt like it was injured. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense, but you know what I'm talking about when your inside of your ear feels like it's hurt. It was like hurt last night. I was like, what the blast in my ear. Thank you, Taylor. That's so pretty. I'm not sure, Robin. I couldn't tell because I was like, why is there like, kind of felt like it. Really, Brooke? Great. Hi, Voodoo Daddy. Hi, Joanne. Okay, I will, Brooke. I'll go to my doctor and have her do one. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale. Aw, you're special too, Joanne. This is the tale of Poplar Creek. Last June, I received an email inviting me to spend an entire week in a place called Poplar Creek. I couldn't believe it. Someone had discovered my channel. The subject line read, "We love your folklore content. Come experience the real Appalachia." The email explained that Poplar Creek was trying to revive tourism after decades of economic decline. They were inviting a handful of content creators to stay free of charge in exchange for making content showcasing to our audiences what their little holler had to offer. The offer included accommodations at a restored historical cabin, free meals, guided tours, and unrestricted access to historical sites that were normally not open to the public. It honestly sounded like my dream trip. I searched for Poplar Creek online and there wasn't much. An outdated town website, a Facebook page that hadn't been updated in 6 years. Hi, Faust. Welcome back. A few photographs showing brick storefronts beneath huge oak trees. Everything looked charming. And to be honest, I'm not at the point yet where I can really afford to travel to all these spooky locations for content yet like I'd like to. Yet. And this was my first brand collaboration offer with all expenses paid, and I was feeling really proud of myself and appreciative for the recognition of my passion and my hard work. So this felt like a sign from the universe that this content creating path was actually working out. So I accepted the offer. It took almost 8 hours to reach the town. Hi, Symbiote. The interstate gave way to a 2-lane highway, which eventually turned into winding mountain roads. Thank you, Crystal. Eventually, my GPS stopped working. But someone had anticipated that, and I started to see hand-painted wooden signs every few miles. Merlin. He's jingling away. Welcome, content creators. This way to Poplar Creek, with arrows leading the way. How quaint and cute. I'm definitely going to love this place. When I finally rounded the last bend, I smiled. It looked beautiful. Fresh flower boxes hung beneath every window. The courthouse clock chimed noon. Families walked between antique stores carrying ice cream cones. It felt like stepping into another era. Almost immediately, people started waving at me. And not just politely, it was like they already knew who I was. Everyone seemed genuinely excited that I had come. It was hard to wrap my head around the fact that these people recognized me and were fans of my work. But their reception to my arrival made me feel like a queen. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Shorty. In the town square, they introduced me to a few other content creators that had been invited. They seemed to be other creators with channels who had just started to take off like mine, and we were all new to this whole experience. There was a guy who was a food content creator there to film content about their restaurants. And then there was a girl who was an outdoor adventure content creator who was going to showcase the Appalachian wilderness in the area. And then there was me, the folklorist and the spooky storyteller. They both seemed nice, and we wished each other a good week of content. And then we all split up to be escorted to our own cabins. My cabin was extremely remote. There wasn't even an established road to get to it, just a dirt trail that my car barely cleared. It sat surrounded by forest. It was beautiful. There was a wraparound porch, and inside there was a stone fireplace, old quilts, and fresh flowers in the kitchen. Skrilla. And someone had even stocked the refrigerator. God, I've missed Southern hospitality like this. The first 3 days were wonderful. I filmed old haunted caves, historic cemeteries, and abandoned mine and a railroad tunnel. And then I realized that I hadn't encountered any of the other creators yet. which was a little odd, but we were off the grid pretty much, so I figured that our paths just hadn't crossed yet. Everywhere I went, a local offered another story. Every resident seemed eager to tell me about the town's history and folklore. And I noticed that one thing kept coming up. They were incredibly proud that nobody ever left Poplar Creek. Families had lived there for generations. Children grew up, married neighbors, and raised children of their own, all within that small little holler. Hi, Jade. Love you too. Nobody ever leaves Poplar Creek, everyone said with a smile. Kinda creepy if you ask me. By the fourth morning, I had decided to explore somewhere off the beaten path, somewhere nobody had recommended. An overgrown logging road that I noticed leading into the woods behind my cabin. About half a mile in, I found something unexpected. A camera, broken, half buried beneath the leaves. Merlin's trying to climb on my lap. Not old enough to have been there for years. Thank you, Shorty. That's so cute. The camera wasn't salvageable, but maybe the footage someone was trying to film would still be intact. I grabbed the SD card and I took it back to the cabin with me. The card was still readable, and when I opened the files, it was footage of the girl that I had met earlier in the week. The outdoor adventure creator. Good night, Desiree. I scrolled through her raw footage. She had spent several days happily exploring Poplar Creek. But then the recordings changed. Her videos became erratic and paranoid. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Crystal. They were all of her, very close to the camera, whispering about how people were following her. She described how her cabin had been searched while she was in town, and how her rental car wouldn't start. The final clip lasted only 12 seconds. The camera was shaking violently as it showed a view of her running through the woods. Multiple inadequate flashlight beams filled the trees behind her as she ran in tears. Yes, happy birthday to him, Desiree. Then the recording ended suddenly, with someone grabbing the camera and throwing it to the ground. And that was it. No explanation. What? I drove straight into town. I intended to get gas, stock up on some snacks, and then leave immediately. But after filling up my car with gas, it wouldn't start. Merlin. The town mechanic checked it out, who just happened to be attached to the same gas station, and he said that the distributor had somehow failed overnight. But he said that he could have the part after the weekend. Then he told me that by the time he got the part in, I wouldn't even be worried about leaving Poplar Creek. Okay, weirdo. Great. I was stranded and freaking out. After that, I instantly became hyper aware of my surroundings, and I started to notice some strange things. The same old pickup truck drove past my cabin every single evening, 3 times. Exactly 3 times. One afternoon, I returned from town and immediately knew someone had been inside the cabin. Nothing had been stolen. Thank you, Crystal. But I could tell everything had been touched. My suitcase had been unzipped. My notebook that I left closed on the coffee table was now open on the kitchen counter, like someone had been flipping through, reading my notes. That night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I hiked back to where I'd found the camera. But this time, I kept going. The logging road eventually ended at an old quarry. Hidden behind stacks of broken stone were 6 small cabins. So, I decided to investigate. Inside each cabin, I found abandoned bags and suitcases, full of not just clothing, but tripods, ring lights, cameras, batteries, phones, laptops, and iPads. Thousands of dollars worth of creator equipment. Just left, along with all of their other belongings. Oh my God, what kind of sick game is this? That's when I heard trucks approaching. I ducked behind an overturned loader while 4 men climbed out. They carried rifles. I immediately recognized one of them as the mechanic who looked at my car. Another was the man who had checked me into the cabin. They began searching the cabins one by one. After a while, one of the men pointed their inadequate flashlight toward the woods. Toward where I was hiding. Yeah, mermaid, I said that there's tons of clips of him crashing out. That's how I knew about it. I didn't wait. I just ran like hell. I spotted an old coal conveyor stretching across a ravine. Half collapsed, so I crawled underneath, just as headlights swept over the hillside. They spread out below me. Flashlights cut through the darkness. I figured if I just hide here perfectly still and quiet until daylight, I should be able to run and find help. But then I realized that they had dogs. I could hear their barking echoing through the valley. My heart nearly stopped. I inched across the rusted steel framework until I reached the opposite side. Then one support beam loudly snapped beneath me. The noise drew every flashlight up toward me. And they saw me. Right, lovely? And they saw me. Without thinking, I just slid down the rest of the way, and I hit the ground pretty hard. But I scrambled to my feet and I just kept running. Branches whipped at my face. I lost one of my shoes crossing the creek. But I just kept moving. I could hear the dogs getting closer. And then I saw railroad tracks. active tracks. And then I saw a freight train round the bend. And without even thinking, I just sprinted beside it, grabbed a ladder, and I somehow pulled myself aboard. Hi, Pittsburgh Penny. It must have been adrenaline because I didn't even know I had that kind of upper body strength, to be honest. And I held on for dear life to that side of that train as it carried me out of that terrifying valley. The last thing I saw was nearly 30 people with rifles standing beside the tracks, watching me get away. State police returned with me 2 days later, and Poplar Creek was exactly where I'd left it. The town existed, the people existed, the cabins existed. But the townspeople insisted that I had become confused while hiking after suffering dehydration and a head injury from falling. I did not fall. The mechanic produced repair records showing that my car had never been touched. The innkeeper showed signed paperwork claiming that I had officially checked out voluntarily. Every single resident told exactly the same story. They were all in on it. And without evidence, there wasn't a case. Months later, I uploaded a video explaining my terrifying encounter in the spooky, creepy town of Poplar Creek as a warning to other creators. But instead, it sparked a major rush in content creators going to Poplar Creek to try to document their own experiences in the holler from hell. Then, about 6 months later, I received an email. Subject line: "Thanks for making Poplar popular again." The email read, "Thank you for the publicity and bringing so much attention to our humble little holler. We've already invited next year's batch of creators, and only one will win the title of our next tourism ambassador." Crystal said, "You're unwelcome." And that's the tale of Poplar Creek. So do I, Solange. Thank you. So do I. Thank you, Jerry. Exactly, Squeaks. What does that mean, Matt? What does it mean? Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin. Hi, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Eric, for the roses. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Oh, Matt, thanks for making it rain. Thank you, Matt. I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Yeah, really lovely, for sure. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Zoe, for the corgi booty. And Deborah, thanks for the sea of love. Seahorses, I love them. Seahorse, sea hell. Thank you, Pittsburgh Penny. Yes, it is hot here too. Yes. I am here every night at 10 till 1. I do write all these stories myself. And if you, oh, thank you. Skrilla, thanks for the rainbow slide. Bryce, thank you for the corgi butt. Thanks, guys. You're so sweet. You missed a balloon hands. Look at them things. Mr. Walkway, lead me to the building. Hi, Merlin. He's dying for my attention right now. Hi, Waby. Hi, honey bun. Oh, don't. Oh, you biting? You getting ornery? He's trying to bite me. Hi. Hi. Will you say hi to everybody? Put the microphone in your cute kitty face. Oh, no. Oh, he doesn't want that. He said no. He said no, Mom. Heaven, Faust? Did I adopt a squirrel? What do you mean? No. Why? Justin said, whoops, I said bud. Merlin doesn't mind you. He said you can call him bud. That's no problem. Why? Because you're just looking for a nut, Skrilla? Matt, did you just ask Faust to unalive you? Matt's like, I'll drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I call Merlin Waby Baby. I'm pretty sure he's okay with being called Bud. Do I have a story about anyone going to heaven? I do not. I do not. Yeah, AMG, he really is. He's like an ancient deity, just chilling in a cat body. Zoe, right? It's so good. It's so good. And yes, Merlin is with me in the Haint Blue story. He is a doll. He's a doll baby. I'm obsessed with him. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's grilled cheese time. Good luck with that, Faust. I'm sure there's a lot of stories out there about it. But I doubt they'll be categorized as scary stories. So, you know, there's that. Hi, Zach. Thank you. Yes, it was very good. Very good. How was your night? I don't know, Brooke. You can change it. People keep giving her stuff. I actually can't change it. It's all up to you guys. And somebody last night stepped in and was like, she looks ridiculous. We have to change her right now. And somebody changed her, but she's back to ridiculous, I guess. I don't know. But I can't change her. Hi, Mystic. Oh, that was you, Rich. Okay, yeah. I knew somebody. Rich had enough last night. And he was like, she looks absurd. We got to change this right now. We sure did, Deborah. We sure did. I figured it out, you guys. I fixed the problem for my porch pals. Told you guys I would. Only 2 nights of crash outs, and then I got it figured out. Yes, we're talking about the Heart Me Lovely and how people can change what she looks like. Thank you, Justin. They were valid. And after I saw how many other creators were crashing out, I didn't feel so bad. You said the bald one. Weren't they bald forever until recently? You called him bald. Weren't they just hearts before? Weren't they bald? Yeah, lovely. Like everyone is crashing out about it. Like Dean, what's his name? The political dude. There's like so many videos of him crashing out. He ended his life like 3 times. Like all the ASMR people are targeted. Did you just get here, lovely? We've talked about it all night. Literally, this is all we've talked about. Well, you're a mod, girl. Watch the replay. I'm not going through it again. Thank you, Nikki. Lovely, please do it. Please do it. I would love to see how you design her. Oh, Jade, hi to your friend Katie. Hello, Katie. I hope you guys had fun at the beach. Well, Jillian, silly Jilly, since it says live spooky time stories and it says original content read live every night, I would assume that I do actually tell stories. But I would assume that you don't have an attention span, boo-boo, if you have never caught stories in here. So maybe you should like calm down and sit back and relax and wait a minute. Or you could just keep scrolling. But asking questions like that, Jillian, is rude. What do you do? Do you do anything? Silly Jilly? Me too, Mackenzie. Me too. Solange. Is it really lovely? Oh my God. Don't do it. I didn't even know. Really? I didn't know that it even cost. That's crazy. You guys know what time it is. It's grilled cheese time. Viola. Mermaid, did you see them? I'm so glad I wasn't on camera for my crash outs. Isn't that funny? Thanks to whoever put our heart me in a miniskirt from 2008. And Lovely says that's a genuine comment. And yeah, whoever put the skirt on her from 2008, thank you. Sweaty Lovemaker, you sound like you probably just bust standing there, sweetheart. Get a life. How pathetic. Thank you, Justin. Hi, Viola. That's okay. You're in Lubbock. No lights. Aw. I hope. Wouldn't that be cool if you saw some? He said, "Go on, sweetie, make me bust." You can bust from listening to my then. Ew, honey. That I wouldn't be admitting that. That's embarrassing. You could never handle me then if you bust from my voice, bro. Viola, I love that. I would love to go there and just like sit out in the night and look at the sky. Oh, Matt's got my favorite music on the jukebox tonight. Damn right, and I got it. Damn right, and I got it. Click full of killers. Please don't get us excited, because the porch will fuck you up. So lame, be quiet. There it goes, happily. We gonna start up a riot. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. Yeah, I got my gat ready so much. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. That was 2 Chainz, Jerry. 2 Chainz charms cost 100 stacks. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something, Merlin just came over here. He knows this. That's okay, Jerry. I'm getting attached to your girl like a JPEG. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. A few weeks, Zach? What spirit? It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. Thanks for the picnic dog, Zach. Solange said, "Damn, is the spirit taking you on vacation?" But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. Hi, Kendi. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in the sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years, but the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made the sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people? They all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet. Like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. The waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth. The vinyl creaked. And I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes. Like they were there, but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee, strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." "Hi, Miss Beaven, miss you." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window, and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up. and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast. Too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. Thanks, Crystal. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That was all he said, just that. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered just once and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped, like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back. The jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. And I turned the knob. Locked. Of course, it was locked. Oh, I'm so glad I'm misbehaving, love ya. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting. But no one was outside. Just the wind and the rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors. Her silhouette was backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "Good night, June." "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting. But you just wandered in. Then she raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally, shimmer. Like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled. The red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it. Underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, pulled up with the ceiling missing, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music. No Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. With my roof gone, and I beat the pussy like a new song. I didn't tell anyone. Not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. Burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article. The same checkerboard floor. The same red booths. The same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. And you guys, Merlin says hi, look. Hi. What's up? Do you want to say hi, Porch Bells? What's up? Can you guys hear him? Oh my God, he's talking. Do you want to say hi to the Porch Bells? Can you hear him? Meow meow. Merlin, do you want to say hi? Are you guys hearing this? Say hi. Did you guys hear that? Hi. What? You want to say hi? Give him a little meow. What do you think? He always knows it's the last story. Did you guys hear him? He's like, meow, meow. He did. He said, meow beep. He did. That's exactly what he did. Mew beep. Oh, and he just licked his lips now. What are you doing? Yeah, he squeaks. I call him Little Squeak sometimes. Hey, you can say hi one more time. He's pawing at my shoulder. You are so cute. Okay. He wanted to say goodnight. I know, and I can't take him outside. It's so sad I can't take him outside. The air is really bad. I usually take him outside after my live. And so he's waiting because he thinks I'm going to take him out. Right, baby? You're so cute. He's trying to kiss me right now. He's trying to suck up to me, so I'll take him. Yeah, he squeaks. Yeah, it's so cute. His squeaks, his meows are like a squeak. He's like, eh. Yeah, it's too smoky. It's really bad out. Yeah, it's wavy. All right, you guys. Thank you for spending your Thursday with me. Exactly, Christine. That's what I told him. I said, I'm sorry, buddy, but there's just no way I'm risking it. I'd rather have you live a really long time. Good night, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you, Mackenzie. You're so sweet. And if you guys haven't been able to, good night, Maze. If you guys haven't been able to fall asleep, just head on over to my YT channel. And there's a playlist called Bedtime Stories where you will be able to pass out. I hope you guys have a great Friday. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night on the porch at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Merlin says goodnight too. And don't forget, stay spooky.